What's up, guys? This is day 221. I'm pulling a bit and working on. I realized that, I've thought about this for a while, but started thinking about it again recently how I don't know how to use my thumb and I don't really push down with it at all. I just it just sits there on top of my index these days. And I don't really squeeze down with my thumb at all. So I was like, maybe if I really knew how to use my thumb, it'll help me against hookers. I don't know, because I feel like against top rollers, what I do makes a lot of sense, like what I do already. So I wouldn't really want to change it, but anyway, so what I noticed was I don't really know what the difference is. Like now I think I've pulled it back out. Or no, I'm not. But when I do try to squeeze my thumb, it just feels like I'm doing what I already do, but adding 5 pounds of pressure with my thumb into their skin. I feel like it's not doing anything. It's not driving any kind of force or motion. It's just kind of there, squeezing the hand lightly on top of what I already do. But it's just more uncomfortable because I have this other thing that I have to squeeze down. And I do feel like it's maybe different for me because I have a very small, short thumb finger and very small thumb pad. So maybe it's just harder and it's also just weak. But I'm sure I also don't know how to use it. So maybe there's something that I'll figure out that I'm okay, it sort of makes sense. But at least today it just was like I just said, I felt like I'm not doing anything but applying very weak pressure to their hand. That doesn't really add or take away from my overall pressure. But it did get super pumped. There wasn't too many people here today, but I pulled with this guy, and then there was a beginner's class, so there was 4 of them, so I pulled held them a little bit each, and then I pulled with this guy Tane, is standing behind us right now, the arm wrestling genius guy. I pulled super hard with him, and I feel like it was really good training, because I got I got to totally max out, and I got super pumped. But I didn't film it kind of on purpose because I feel like I just really wanted to work on focus on the arm wrestling and trying to learn and trying to experiment with the thumb stuff. And I've been noticing that I kind of am too aware of the camera these days sometimes. It's hard to not think about it. And obviously I like documenting this stuff, that's why I do it, but I hate the idea of having to perform and have that worry about what it would look like on camera as you're doing things, as you're pulling people. So I don't know, I just didn't want to, but that was good. And I am trying to train more with weights. I did some curls the other day. I'm doing this pronation back pressure lift a lot that I didn't film, but I did film me doing a bit in this one. I also did a lot of very light side pressure, just working on form, I guess. I did 10 reps of I started from 5 pounds and I went up by 5 pound increments up to 40 pounds ish. And it wasn't hard, but I feel like I got to a point where it wasn't easy and I didn't go past it. But my shoulders are feeling it a bit, so I know the weight is very light, but I don't know, with the form I was doing, I don't know if I could do it too much more without being worried about getting tweaked. But yeah, I'm really focusing on both when I'm lifting and pulling with the side pressure, maintaining my angle off of the advice, Korean Zola advice, and like trying to understand what he means when he talks about like feeling the pressure in the like middle of like your forearm, like bottom, like center of your forearm. And I feel like there are moments where I feel like where I'm like, oh, this kind of makes sense. I feel like that spot, everything coordinates through that spot. But other times I'm like, you know, that's like actually some like woo like nonsense. I don't know. But I'm working on it. I'm thinking about it. And then with the pronation lifts, Tane taught me like to like engage my lats when I'm doing these, and like try to pull it towards my chin instead of just like bring the weight closer to me, instead of like falling away and like lifting straight up, if that makes sense. This way I can do way less weight. So I've been working on the form of this, and I do feel it a lot in my pronator every time I do it. So I think it's a good exercise. I'm going to try to get stronger in that one, because I mean, I've been told a lot that I get like 80% weaker when I get turned over, and I get turned over pretty easily. So, but anyway, that's all for this one. Thanks for watching.